I'm really excited because in this video I'm going to be reviewing the T2 Max from Thermal Master. This is a thermal imaging camera that can view up to 1,600 yards away. It has a 256 by 512 resolution, which is pretty good for a thermal imaging unit. As well, it has a 15mm lens. Now this one came with a Titan Pad Plus, which I believe is a control pad for this unit. So I kind of started this video a week ago. I did a unboxing, and then once I got it open, I realized that I didn't know what I was dealing with. I had no idea what I was getting into with this setup. So I took a couple days, messed around with it, watched a couple videos that other people had online, and now I think I'm ready to give you an accurate explanation of what is working here. Alright, so I talked to the rep that sent me this, and it doesn't have the laser rangefinder. They've sold so many of the laser rangefinders for this that they weren't able to send me one because they were out of stock. We have the screen here, and then we have the unit here with the camera, and then the laser pointer. And then you can take the camera, you can actually take this apart, take the camera off, and you can plug it in directly into this. So this is just there wasn't a second camera with it. It was just basically, this is where you can put the camera when you take it out of this setup. So you got to loosen this up really well. And I realized, after watching a couple videos, I realized why this is a screw-on instead of just like a spring. Like my phone usually uses like a spring-loaded one. It has this kind of little, really cool introduction when you open it. I thought that was cool. Anyway, take it in here. Attach it, loosen up a little bit more, and then, so the wire comes out of here. You plug this one, there's two USB-C connectors on the same wire. You connect this one here, and then you connect this one to the screen. And then you got to take this off, obviously, but if you look at the camera's really cool. So I decided to just come out and show you the icon controls while I show you the performance of the T2 Max. You see right there, it's really blurry. You can adjust the focus with the lens on the front. So if you tap the screen, it'll take this to full screen. You lose all the icons, but you can see this thorough, you can see a little bit better. Now it does crop the top and the bottom, but really isn't that important. If you use this as a sight or anything like that, you're going to be shooting what's in the center anyway, so it doesn't matter. You can substitute this Titan Pad Plus with an Android phone with the USB-C connector. I did try it with my iPhone. I have an iPhone 15, I think, something like that. And it has the USB-C adapter to it, but it still does not work even when you have it plugged into the Thermal Master app. Hendrix is 14 yards away right now. The Thermal Master has a 15mm lens, but I don't think that it is adjusted for the crop factor. So the crop factor, basically, my camera here, see, I will zoom out real quick. Right now I'm at 24mm, and as you can see here, with this you're at 15mm, but I'm a lot more zoomed in. So I think with the crop factor of it only being a 500 pixel image, that technically it's only a 200 pixel image, I think that is a major factor because it's only about this much of my screen. Keep that in mind if you are trying to use this for up close things. So like if you're in an HVAC or anything like that and you're getting close to objects that you need to see what the heat signature is, you're not going to be able to get very close to it unless you're looking for a really small set area that's that's overheating or whatnot. While he's walking, you'll be able to see the heat signature. So right here, this next button, I'm going to go to this first button real quick. If you look at the screen, you can see that there's a little red crosshair there. And what that is it's tracking the hottest area in the camera's view. So right there, I guess my son's butt is the hottest area in the camera. Whatever. Well, let's go up to the top here. So in here, you got the camera settings. So if you hold this, it takes a picture. See, picture saved successfully. And then we're going to go ahead and start recording. And then here is the library for all your photos and videos, and we'll go back to that after this is up. So I'm going to turn this back off. We don't need the tracking on right now. This here is the X3 feature, and this is actually how you get the 512 pixels. Now, it's not a true 512 pixels. It's somehow enhanced by the camera's software. Over here is the camera refresh button that resets the camera. It'll help with the focus, but it'll also reset the camera looking for other heat signatures if something was to come in the screen or whatnot. So right now, currently, Hendrix is up here on the camera, up here. He is 253 yards away, and then that chimney right there, that is 450 yards away. Over here, down here, we got the settings. We'll go into the settings a little later. While he's out there, we'll go ahead and do this, but we can digitally zoom in on Hendrix. We'll go all the way out to 15. Now, this is one of the things I actually don't like about this setup. It would be nice if you didn't have to use your fingers to zoom in and you were able to have a button on the camera. As you can see, my reticle is changing. We're going to turn that off real quick. Now we're at 15. As you can tell, you're just cropping into the image, so you're losing quality of the picture, but you're still able to zoom in quite a bit. And honestly, I think that if you were using a long distance rifle, I mean, honestly, with the 22, you could probably shoot 250 yards, and I think you'd be able to zoom in and still possibly get an accurate shot. I don't know for sure because I haven't been able to test it. When you turn the camera off, whatever you have this at the last time you used it will be saved, and so like when you turn it back on, you'll be zoomed in to 15 if you don't zoom back out. So we'll go into the color palettes, and right there we're at the top. We got the white out, and then we got the dark. Now this will probably be a better feature for using at night while hunting. You'd be able to stay more stealthy. It's still dark in the background, but you get a little bit more of the highlights, a little more detail in the background. So the difference between this one and this one is you get a little bit more detail. You can still, if you're really trying to focus in on the hot subject that you're after, that's probably going to be the best one. And then there, the same thing. Difference between that one and that one is you got a little bit more detail, so you can see other things that, heat signatures. Here you got the red hot, and then here it's a little bit there. So you got the dog, Hendrix is running, and then the green hot. I don't know if you could hear that, but the camera clicked, so it actually reset the focus when he got closer. It focused in on him, and you can see a lot more detail there. So he's got the vest on. You can't really see his body heat there, but you can see his hands in his pockets and the elbows. And then he's got like a real thin set of sweats on, so you can see the heat, on the inner thighs and so on. So you got ninja mode. What ninja mode does is it turns all those black, and then you go to the white out. And then here he's got the highlights. So go back to this one, and that's the highlight mode. And then there with the green is the high definition mode. So it gives you a little bit more definition, but I mean, you kind of have to have the X3 going on at the same time. These two features here have to do with the rangefinder. I wasn't able to get the rangefinder. They were out of stock, so they didn't have any that I was able to test. So as you see with the reticle here, you can make the reticle bigger. You got to hit the unlock button there, and then you can make it bigger. You can make it smaller. And then if you swipe, as you can see, we were swiping here. As we swipe, it will change the reticle. So whatever kind of reticle you want to use, depending on what kind of shooting you're going to be doing, you can change it to any kind of reticle you would like. I've been playing with this quite a bit. It's really neat because it's really functional, and then the aspect that you can actually take this apart and then just plug it into the screen or an Android powered phone is a unique feature. I think for me, two applications will work. One, when I go out in public land, I can kind of scan, like a field or anything like that, look for hunters. And then the second thing is, night hunting. I really think it's a nice tool to have. You could use this to scan a field, look for a coyote or whatever, and like, oh, there's one right there. Pull up the scope, and then, you can make it happen. Another thing, another YouTuber was saying that he guides coyote hunts at night. So being able to show a screen that everybody can look at and be able to see what, where the animal is, then they know what area to point their weapon and be able to knock out that coyote or boar or anything like that. What I am going to do is I ordered a rail for my bow, and it has a 90-degree mount, so I can put it out like basically like some sights. I'm going to mount the camera in the front, put this in the back. I have an extra bow laying around, so I'm just going to use that. I'm not going to take my bow that I already have set up for everything. But I'm going to mount that, and I'm going to make a couple more videos. I got a couple friends that like to do coyote hunting. Maybe I'll link up with them, and then we can go out and see what I can do with a bow at night. If you're looking at something other than a scope, being able to use thermal imaging, this is really nice. It's priced at $399. The screen, I believe, is a little bit extra. I'll put it right here, but if you already have an Android phone, you can just use your Android phone, hook up to this, and then you don't need to buy the screen. If you guys are interested in one of these, I do have a link in the description. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.